we help individuals and organizations make more informed decisions around real estate in Ghana using data. So who here is interested in real estate in Ghana? Okay, good percentage. Who here is nervous about real estate in Ghana? Yeah, same amount, right? So the challenge that we're trying to solve at Kuro Africa, we know there's a lot of motivated diaspora capital, and then there's the local reality. And in between those two kind of dimensions, you've got a big gap, which is transparency. And once you solve that gap of transparency, you build trust in the system. The Ghana's system is not as mature as you experience in the West. It's just not. There are some underlying issues around transparency, which incentivizes very small groups of people in the system, but disincentivizes people like yourself. So what we've tried to do at Kuro is combine a number of different data sources. So we've collected, well, I say we, it's just me in my bedroom, 5 years worth of data on real estate across Ghana, and then overlaid that with population data, salary data, census data, infrastructure data, schools, etc., so that we have a single source of information. We're trying to be the single source of truth for market pricing, so that as a diasporan, my experience was every time I came to Ghana, I'd get a new price on the same asset. I'd go to East Legon Hills. What is it in 2017? 15K a plot. 2018, 25. 2019, 35. Based on what? Somebody's story, somebody's, so-and-so sold this, then whatever. So I wanted to build a tool that enabled people to come to somewhere, put in an area, number of bedrooms, and tell you what's the range you should be paying, what's the asking price, what are the alternatives, etc. So I launched this formally about 2 years ago, and we got a lot of good feedback from the diaspora, and it worked really well. However, a lot of people don't have a lot of local context. So I started doing Kuro full-time last year, and now we're doing more B2B and personalized service around market research, on-the-ground research, options analysis, risk assessments, those kind of things. We're starting to get closer to some of the good people in the government who know and understand the need for this, and offering our services as a technology company to potentially build software for them to help with the rental crisis, those kind of things. So that's who we are as Kuro. We are a 100% Ghanaian company. I'm a British-born Ghanaian. I employ young people from university to come and work in my company. Ghanaians have built my front end. Ghanaians have built my my database, the relationships between it. I have a Ghanaian machine learning engineer predicting property prices, predicting population, all those kind of things. So ultimately, our goal is to become the single source of truth for real estate pricing data in Ghana and subsequently in Africa. So that's who I am as Kuro. No, so I have a beta both model, right? So the consumer, the general kind of diaspora looking to search and do those kind of things, you can access the data lab, which is self-serve. So you go in, put in your location, number of bedrooms, whatever, for sale, land, property for sale, property for rent, and land for the whole country is in there. Our pricing right now has just changed, and it's changed to be cheaper because I want to focus on the B2B services. Before I had 3 levels. The base level would give you real estate data and basically just only real estate data in cities. And that was $30 a month. Then the next level up was real estate data, infrastructure data, schools, attractions, and then historical trends for the past year. And that was $50 a month. And then I had another level, which was above, which had salary data, occupancy likelihood, those kind of things. That was $100 a month. I've scrapped those tiers. I now have one tier, which is $99 for the whole year. So I've basically given like an 80% discount because actually it's better for people to have access to the information than for me to put it behind a paywall and people don't use it. And then I can focus my attention on the B2B services and like local insight, getting on the ground, building relationships, those kind of things. and I think it works better for everyone. So instead of like $30 a month, my $50 a month plan is now like $7, $8 a month. That's how I do it. Kuro, Kuro. Think town in tree, Kuro. That's what it is. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. All right. So I'm Mario Southwood, CEO of Majestic Homes GH. We're a real estate company fully operating in Ghana, licensed in Ghana. Our main focus, our main goal is to provide a one-stop service when it comes to real estate for the diasporans. What we do in essence is help you to source litigation-free land. We also help you with the registration and the due diligence of the land. And we also help you with the your design. So we'll sit you down with our in-house architects for your build. We design everything. And we also help you with the construction of it. So hold your hand right from the start to the finish. And that this is pre-construction. After construction, post-construction, we can also help you with either selling or renting or managing of your property, depending on what goals or what ideas you have for your investment. So what we do is just we provide end-to-end real estate service for diasporans, mainly diasporans. We also work with the locals, but our main focus is on the diasporans. Company was built out of my own frustrations when I first came to Ghana about 10 years ago, trying to do a project for myself, and the challenges that I faced coming into the market, dealing with partisans and the system was very frustrating. And I figured that something needed to be done from that. So out of that, I was come together with my team, and we built this company where we are able to give the diasporans some peace of mind, make the transitioning coming down as smooth as possible. We also offer a full relocation service. So if you're planning to move to Ghana from wherever country you are, we coordinate the move for you, right from sourcing the land, if you want to rent, if you want to buy, from your moving, right from the your country, all the way to the port, and from the port to your doorstep. So we provide a full relocation service as well. So we do what you call a one-stop shop for real estate. So that's just what we are. Yeah.
So that this wasn't very cut down for the bit, right? I did it myself. I hope it will.
Yes. So what we have partnerships with different vendors and different parts of the whole move. So for instance, your removal company, you may go to one and they might charge you a certain fee, but for coming through us, we'll get you a discounted price for coming through us as a whole package that we provide. And we'll also get you verified and trustworthy people to help you with that aspect of it. So everything that you come to us for, you'll definitely, we go out to make sure we get you the best deal and be competitive prices as well. Definitely. Yeah.
I have a question for
Henry. Mm-hmm.
So in your data that you collect, I still would not bet my numbers data, but urban planning, your policy, and all that. Well, I don't even know if there is any. But is there any? And that if there is any, is that something that you take into account, like in your data, in your gathering data?
So to answer your question, there is urban planning. It's done to differing levels of success depending on which municipal is being dealt with. So for example, I was just talking about this earlier. TDC, that represents Tema, they tend to be particularly good in terms of their planning, what they do and don't allow. If you go to Tema now, you will get areas where you have walkways and pathways for people to walk. And it's part of the original plans. You get areas where you can see where it was the original social housing. That was part of the plan. Whereas Accra is just kind of like build. So, but what we do is we basically collect as much publicly available information as possible. And then we have two processes to clean the information, because public information means that someone is listing something and listing the location as a landmark, right? So our team knows that when you say Ghana flag, you mean Oyarafa. that kind of thing. So we have an automated process to clean our data first, and then we have a manual SOP to check and clean our data. We collect data every month so we can see the trend. We're not connected in with the kind of urban and town planning areas yet, but we've had a good conversation with the Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources, and they are piloting with some blockchain technologies, and they're also looking to pilot with an API to connect to prop techs like ourselves. So we hope to get further along the line. You know, when I built Kuro with my own frustration in mind, and with the hope that I could collaborate with government to show that actually we can help you build solutions that work and do it quickly, rather than, okay, it's announced in the budget, then you go to tender and there's a long process and everybody needs to make sure everyone's pocket is nice. And we just want to create solutions for the country. We're all very patriotic, otherwise we wouldn't be here today. And the solution that we've built with Kuro, yes, it's for the country, but actually it came from a diasporan mind, because I was used to tools that enabled me to understand, is this a good or bad deal? So for example, if you're being the market push to you is by the people who can afford to reach your eyeballs, right? It's the big developers with the money to advertise and to pay the influencers and all these kind of things. What about the middle market developers that have fairer pricing but can't get in front of you? What about the person that has a 2-bed house in a Yarafa on a massive plot of land that just wants to sell for 60K? Your eyes aren't aware of that. What you'll be aware of is a $90,000 studio in Leboni. But you need to know the options. You can't make an informed decision without having all the information. That's what we're trying to do at Kuro. First, from the self-serve perspective, so, you know, have a look yourself, but more from a, guided perspective. Let's sit down and actually understand what is it that you actually need. Because you may be saying, I want to live in cantonments, but actually you may not anticipate that Chiado is probably the next cantonments-ish, right? Because of the way they've planned it, and, you know, there's been good planning there, but it's a little bit more affordable now. That will change very quickly. Or the fact that you might be a family and it's like, okay, I need to have these amenities around me. And so, okay, that's great, but Tema might be an option. You know, pricing's a little bit better. And that breadth of information isn't available. That's what we're here to solve. So we're not connected as well as we would like to be with the government agencies, but they're digitizing. So as long as they're digitizing and we are showing that we can build products digitally, which we've done it over the last 5 years, we want to be in that conversation with those groups to say, you know, I don't even care about a contract. I just want to build a system that works, that helps people, you know? So we're thinking about things like, so I get interns a lot. And we're thinking about things like the rental crisis we have at the moment. People are taking 1 year up front when you're not allowed to, right? The law is 6 months. So can we build a system where a landlord has to register a tenancy and register the payment made, and maybe they can raise a ticket for disputes and those kind of things, and it goes for the appropriate channels? That's what we're looking at, because in today's day and age, it's very easy to build a working software solution. We just need enough problems, which we've got loads of them. So yeah, hopefully we get closer to the government organizations, but for now, we're happy to serve the diasporan population. And actually, what's happening now is there's a lot of Ghanaian developers approaching us now saying, I have this new development. My last one took me a long time to sell. I need data to get the right price point. So then I can say, okay, what was your price point? And we have a chart. I wish I brought slides. I'm sorry, but I didn't. Well, we have this chart, which is price distribution. So it will show you for your exact search. Let's say you said 3 to 4 bedroom in Achimota. It will tell you between this price and this price is the most common price. This is the next common price. This is the next common price. And we have a market analysis tab that would say, okay, 3-4 bedroom, you've been quoted $200,000. It will tell you this is very high and this is above the median by X amount, those kind of things. So I just firmly believe, and I think it goes contrary to some cultural practices here, that more transparency brings more investment. But here, it's like less transparency puts more money in the pockets of the few. But they're not getting the bigger picture. There's a transparency index for real estate, and Ghana ranks 76 out of 89, right? The only worst countries are like Iraq, right? And the different factors that are contributing to that is like regulatory positioning, use of digital tools. It's by JLL. It's called the Real Estate Transparency Index. And the countries that are the highest, like UK, US, Australia, have the greatest foreign direct investment in their property market because people know what they're paying for, right? They're not gonna, it's almost like sometimes people are trying to lure you into a trap. How much is this? 600K? It's like they're trying to get you, they're trying. So, and you see that a lot because people are just trying to make that one deal, and then whatever happens, I don't care what happens to you. So I don't like that. And I've invested in property for 20 years myself, and I know what information I need to make a decision, and I know diasporans are the same. I can't just use, auntie so-and-so said it's this, so here I go, there's my money. It doesn't work like that. So that's what we're trying to build. The whole of Ghana.
And when more people are coming into this area, let's say it's the hills, and the community's growing, is it factory?
Yeah, so it's Kuro Africa. Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, JLL. JLL is Real Estate Transparency Index. Google it, you'll find it. So what we capture is publicly available information. So for example, an area like Borteman, which is on the come up, we don't have a lot of information on because people haven't put a lot of real estate out there other than like your Indigo homes who have massive acres and they're going to build, that's their pricing. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to highlight the fact there's a lot of value in the resale market, not just the new build market. And there's probably more value in the real resale market. You get distressed sellers, you get uncompleted homes, and sometimes the old buildings, we have a weird way to value things here. Sometimes the old buildings with the real character, people are like, this old house, whatever, but it's sitting on a 120 by 120 plot in North Legon on a main street, and they're selling it for cheap. So that's the kind of opportunity we're trying to unearth through our research and through the data lab. The data lab gives you 1 year's worth of data, but in our research and our backend, we've got 5 years. So we've got a good breadth of information that we can kind of reference. And our snapshot on our real estate overview pages are this last month's data, but then the historical trends will tell you a year. So if you want to dive deeper, we have a call, we understand your requirements, we run a report, we understand exactly what your requirements are. Here are some suggestions. Here's the infrastructure that's coming up, roads, etc. So we also have an infrastructure section that overlays. What I'm trying to do now is get the infrastructure overlaid onto a map. So you just open a map and you get different price points. That's what you get now. But then I want to highlight that there's a road being built here, or there's a new shopping center that's planned here, or this area in Ningo Pram Pram is where they're going to do this whole new innovation center. So we're building in more and more data to inform and help people predict. So yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to invest in Ghana and buy a house, maybe renovate it and rent it out, would I be able to obtain a mortgage, or would I need all the money up front to get the house initially? Obviously.
Okay, so we partner up with some of the major banks to offer mortgage services, but they only offer it to Ghanaians living abroad.
Right.
Yeah, so foreigners can't get. But if you're a Ghanaian here or Ghanaian living abroad, you can access those mortgages. We'll try to get you the competitive rate that you can use, but definitely we could. They're based on your income and also your credit report. They will need a copy of that. And once they can decide what they can loan you against the property that you want to buy. So that's readily available. Yes.
So I have a dual citizenship. Would I be able to?
Yes, definitely. Yes. And we can take you through that whole process. Yeah. What's that?
What's the average percentage?
The interest. Oh,
That is always
it varies, but so for the diaspora ones, it's going between 18% the last time that I've seen. Yeah, between 18 to 20%. You know, but there are some that are doing 16%. So it just depends on which bank that you go with, and also what they can offer you, the amount they can offer you as well. It varies.
I've seen 11 to 13% as well.
Yeah.
I've seen 11 to 13%.
So it really depends on the bank. Yeah.
Typically, how many years do they offer?
They'll give you up to 20 years, some 15 to 20 years. Yeah, so you don't get the whole 35 years, 40 years Western way. So but it depends how quick you want to pay it off as well. But 15 to 20 years, you get that. Yeah. So it depends. 11%. Okay. Yeah. So that's some on the lower scale. And they're really based on how much you're going to take. So if you're going to take a lot more, they tend to bring it down as opposed to if you're taking less as well. Yeah. So.
Any more questions?
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Oh, in the spirit of what we were discussing earlier, sorry, I really do think our one problem at the moment is our inability to collaborate.
Yes.
I think it's at the serious detriment of our positioning in the country now and moving forward. So with that spirit in mind, I'm going to give everyone my mobile number. Please just drop me a hi on WhatsApp. And if you need anything, let me know. But this motivated diasporan capital is serious. It's greater than anything that anybody is bringing in from any of these NGOs. 6.3 billion it reached, I found out this week, from just diaspora alone. And it's all separate. So I think the vehicles to formalize that capital is really important. I was talking to my friend about it outside, and we're thinking about, set up a company, bring 20K each, let's go and do this project. Even if we open a chicken shop, let's do something, right? Just that spirit, like, please, guys, we have to collaborate, because that's the thing we're losing the ground on that. The Indians are doing it massively. The Chinese are doing it massively. The Lebanese have always done it. The Turkish, they're all doing it. They come with their family and they say, hey, we've got business opportunities. Come. And, it gets to the point where you frequent places and sometimes people don't even look like you. It's actually crazy. So just in that spirit. So my phone number, if anyone cares to take it, is 050 340. Always. I'll say it again, don't worry. 050 340 7311. That's my Ghana number. Just send me a hi on WhatsApp and what you do. At least I know how I can help you if I can moving forward. But please, let's collaborate, because I think as Africans, we were always communal, and I don't know what happened when we went outside and come back and it's like, hold on a second, we need to get communal again, So that's just, please reach out. 050 340 7311. Henry.
Yeah. Let me give you mine as well, just off the back of that.
Mhm.
Make sure we'll really do this collaboration. It's 0506 702 117. It's Mario, Majestic Homes, GH.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah. 0506 702 117. Yeah.
Right. All right.